안녕. Welcome back. This lesson we have a topic that's something I do at least 2 or 3 times a month when I'm in Korea, going to the movie theater. Because in movie theaters in Korea, you can get unique snacks like garlic popcorn or even grilled squid. And unlike the US where I'm from, people usually don't use their phones or talk during the movies. So today's conversation is about 2 friends going to the movie theater and buying tickets. So first, let's listen to the full conversation once, and then I'll go over it in detail and see what we can learn from it.
미안해, 내가 좀 늦었지. 아니야, 나도 방금 왔어. 가자. 응, 근데 오늘 개봉 첫날이라 자리가 있을까? 그러게, 나도 그게 좀 걱정됐는데 영화가 이거 하나만 있는 것도 아니고 뭐. 어머, 웬일이야. 매진인데? 아, 뭐야 진짜. 그냥 인터넷으로 예매할걸. 어? 근데 다음 거는 아직 자리 많은 것 같아. 다음 건 언제 시작하는데? 1시간 반 뒤에? 시간 괜찮아? 영화가 2시간짜리니까 1시간 반 뒤에 시작하는 것도 괜찮을 것 같아. 그걸로 보자. 그래. 자리는? 나는 뒤쪽 중간 자리. 오케이. 됐다. 영화 시간 한참 남았으니까 팝콘은 좀 이따가 살까? 응. 1시간 반 동안 뭐 하지? 여기 아래층에 오락실 있다고 하더라고. 거기 가자. 그래. 오락실 진짜 오랜만이다. 나도. 요즘은 무슨 게임이 있으려나? 난 그냥 다른 그림 찾기 그런 거밖에 못하는데. 어구구 우리 민지. 이번에 언니랑 총쏘기 게임 한번 해보자. 내가 캐리해줄게. 그래. 예슬이 너만 믿을게.
Okay, now let's take a look at this conversation one line at a time. And of course, remember to take notes so that you can check them later on.
미안해. 내가 좀 늦었지.
Sorry, I'm a little late, right? Note that 늦다, meaning to be late, conjugates in the past tense. Literally, I was late. This verb actually means that time passes beyond a certain time. Here, used in the past tense, this means the time passed beyond the time we agreed to meet.
아니야, 나도 방금 왔어. 가자.
No, I also just arrived. Let's go.
응, 근데 오늘 개봉 첫날이라 자리가 있을까?
Yeah, but today's the first day of release, so would there be seats?
그러게, 나도 그게 좀 걱정됐는데 영화가 이거 하나만 있는 것도 아니고 뭐.
Yeah, I was also worried about that a little, but it's not even like this movie is the only one. 걱정이 되다, used here as 걱정됐는데, is the passive version of 걱정하다, meaning to worry. Both verbs translate in a similar way in English, but have different meanings. While 걱정하다 means that someone is actively worrying about something, 걱정이 되다 means that something itself is worrisome or makes you feel worried. Here, it being the first day of release is worrisome. Ending a sentence with 고, here, 아니고 뭐, has the nuance that the sentence isn't complete, and the speaker is still thinking about more to say. Adding 뭐 is being used as a filler word, since the speaker isn't sure what they want to say.
어머, 웬일이야. 매진인데?
Oh, what's going on? It's sold out? When is an adjective that means what or why when the speaker is surprised. Here, when uses when with the word 일, meaning something that happens. Together, this literally means what thing that happens, or more naturally, what's going on. When is used with the verb 이다.
아, 뭐야 진짜. 그냥 인터넷으로 예매할걸.
Ah, what? Really? I should have just bought it in advance on the internet. 뭐야 can also be said when the speaker feels frustrated or disappointed. This can translate as what, or what the, or come on. 진짜, meaning really, can also be said when the speaker feels frustrated or disappointed. In this way, it can be used almost like a filler word. This can translate as what, or really, or seriously. 걸 그랬다 is used after an action verb stem with 을 or lir to mean that I should have done something. For example, 하다 becomes 할 걸, and 먹다 becomes 먹을 걸. Optionally, 그랬다 can also be added after this form. For example, 걸 그랬다, 걸 그랬어, 걸 그랬어요, etc. This form should only be used in informal speech. Note that this 걸 is always pronounced as 걸. Also note that the 걸 그랬다 form is most often used to say I should have, and less commonly used to say you should have. Instead, use 지 그랬다 to say you should have. This is simply 지 attached to an action verb stem. For example, 하다 becomes 하지 그랬다.
근데 다음 거는 아직 자리 많은 것 같아.
Huh? But I think the next one still has a lot of seats.
다음 건 언제 시작하는데?
When does the next one start?
1시간 반 뒤에? 시간 괜찮아?
After an hour and a half? Is the time all right?
영화가 2시간짜리니까 1시간 반 뒤에 시작하는 것도 괜찮을 것 같아. 그걸로 보자.
Because the movie is 2 hours long, I think one starting after an hour and a half will also be okay. Let's see that one. 짜리 can be attached to a counter. Here, 시간 for the hour and means an amount of or worth of that counter. 2시간짜리 means an amount of 2 hours or 2 hours worth. But here with a movie more naturally means 2-hour-long movie. Note that the translation of 짜리 may change depending on the counter it's used with.
그래, 자리는?
Okay. As for the seats?
나는 뒤쪽 중간 자리.
For me, the back middle seat. 뒤쪽 comes from 뒤, meaning after or behind, and 쪽, meaning side, way, or direction, and literally means backside.
오케이, 됐다. 영화 시간 한참 남았으니까 팝콘은 좀 이따가 살까?
Okay, it's done. Since the movie time has quite a while left, should we buy popcorn a little bit later? Note that okay, meaning okay, is slang and should not be used in any polite speech. 됐다 is from the verb 되다, meaning to work, to be okay, or to be able to, and here means it worked, or I was able to buy the tickets. Or more naturally, it's done. Note that 남다 conjugates in the past tense, literally was left over or remained. Certain verbs in Korean are often used in the past tense whenever it's not necessary to emphasize the present tense, such as the verb 남다 or 늦다, meaning to be late, as we saw before.
1시간 반 동안 뭐 하지?
Yeah, what do we do for an hour and a half? 응 is simply repeated twice in a row for more emphasis. 동안, meaning a period of time, can also be used after an amount of time to mean for. Here, 1시간 반 동안 means for 1 hour and a half.
여기 아래층에 오락실 있다고 하더라고. 거기 가자.
I remember hearing that there's an arcade here downstairs. Let's go there. 아래층 comes from 아래, meaning the bottom, below, or under, and 층, meaning floor or story, and means downstairs.
그래, 오락실 진짜 오랜만이다.
Yeah, it's been a really long time since I've gone to an arcade. 오랜만, meaning after a long time or a long time since, can be used with 이다 to mean that it's been a long time since doing something.
나도 요즘은 무슨 게임이 있으려나?
Me too. I wonder what games there are these days. 으려나 is used after a verb stem when someone is wondering something out loud to themselves.
난 그냥 다른 그림 찾기 그런 거밖에 못하는데?
I'm only good at ones like just finding different drawings. 그런 거 means that kind of thing and uses the adjective 그런, that kind of, to mean that kind of game. 다른 그림 찾기 comes from 다르다, here meaning to be different, 그림 meaning drawing, and 찾기, which is the noun form of the verb 찾다, meaning to look or to find. It literally means finding different drawings, or more naturally, the spot the difference game. 밖에 is used after a noun to mean only and emphasizes that something is lacking or insufficient. It's only used with negative verbs, here 못하다, and can't be used in a command.
어구구 우리 민지. 이번에 언니랑 총쏘기 게임 한번 해보자. 내가 캐리해줄게.
There, my Minji. This time let's try an FPS game with me. I'll carry you. 어구구 is a sound that's made to a child or animal either to comfort someone who's crying or to express that they're very cute. It can translate naturally as there, don't feel sad, or how cute. Here, 예슬 is playfully treating Minji as if she were a child. You can also use 오구오구 or 우쭈쭈, which have the same meaning. 우리, meaning us, our, or my, can be used to not only mean our, but also my when used with family members or shared locations. For example, 집, 학교, etc. Here, 우리 민지 is being used in this way jokingly between friends as if they were family members. My dear Minji or my little Minji. Note how 예슬 refers to herself in the third person as 언니. Speaking about yourself in the third person can be used to slightly emphasize the relationship you have with that person, almost like reminding them. Here, however, 예슬 is speaking as if she's older than Minji when they're actually both the same age. 캐리, meaning carry, is a slang word that's used in games that means one person carries their team to victory.
그래, 예슬이 너만 믿을게.
Okay, I'm counting on you. When using the name of a close friend who's the same age or younger, attach E to their name if it ends in a consonant. If their name ends in a vowel, simply use it as is. Since 예슬 ends with a consonant, it becomes 예슬이. However, 민지 ends with a vowel and is simply 민지. Note that 너, meaning you, should only be used to close friends who are the same age as you or younger. If Minji was actually younger than 예슬, it would be rude to use 너. 너만 믿을게 literally means I will only believe you and is used to mean that you trust or believe that someone will take care of something. A more natural translation is I'm counting on you or I can count on you. Now that we've gone over everything, let's listen to the full conversation one more time completely and try to follow along using everything that we've learned.
미안해, 내가 좀 늦었지. 아니야, 나도 방금 왔어. 가자. 근데 오늘 개봉 첫날이라 자리가 있을까? 그러게, 나도 그게 좀 걱정됐는데 영화가 이거 하나만 있는 것도 아니고 뭐. 어머, 웬일이야. 매진인데? 아, 뭐야 진짜. 그냥 인터넷으로 예매할걸. 근데 다음 거는 아직 자리 많은 것 같아. 다음 건 언제 시작하는데? 1시간 반 뒤에? 시간 괜찮아? 영화가 2시간짜리니까 1시간 반 뒤에 시작하는 것도 괜찮을 것 같아. 그걸로 보자. 그래. 자리는? 나는 뒤쪽 중간 자리. 오케이. 됐다. 영화 시간 한참 남았으니까 팝콘은 좀 이따가 살까? 응. 1시간 반 동안 뭐 하지? 여기 아래층에 오락실 있다고 하더라고. 거기 가자. 그래. 오락실 진짜 오랜만이다. 나도. 요즘은 무슨 게임이 있으려나? 난 그냥 다른 그림 찾기 그런 거밖에 못하는데. 어구구 우리 민지. 이번에 언니랑 총쏘기 게임 한번 해보자. 내가 캐리해줄게. 그래. 예슬이 너만 믿을게.
And that's all for this lesson. Remember that natural Korean conversations can range from beginner level all the way to advanced. So take your time, practice everything in this lesson and rewatch it if you need to, and I'll see you again in the next lesson. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.